Hello, welcome to easyodds.com. My name is Ross Casey. As you can see, I'm Jake Johnless this Monday evening, and I'm going to be tipping the two Group B games without Jake, but I'm sure that we'll still find some winners. We had a pretty decent weekend. We had a real good treble win on Friday with odds of 24-1, so more than in profit for this weekend, which was really good, and ended on a 6-4 draw no bet win with Albania draw no bet against Romania. So let's move forward to the big one between England and Slovakia, for which of course our sponsors for this video, Winner, will be offering a matched bet upwards to £200. So make sure that you check Winner out via our app or our website to get hold of that offer. But let's look at the odds for this game. England are favourites at best price of 10-11. Look, a really decent price there after two dominant displays against both Russia and Wales. In both games they had plenty of possession, had more shots on goal than the other sides, and I can see that happening again against a Slovakian team which will be happy to kind of soak pressure up and counter on the break with the likes of the impressive Marek Hamsik. However, I can see why they are favourites to win the game. England, they've beaten Slovakia in three previous meetings, and it should come as little surprise that the odds-on favourites here at 10-11. Many people will be fancying them at just a standalone price there at 10-11. However, Slovakia have been impressive in their performances. They were unlucky against Wales. I felt it going down 2-1. They had a lot of the ball in that game and had Wales on the ropes for a lot of it. And they impressed, especially in the first half against Russia. They were really good in their 2-1 win. And they've had recent victories over the likes of Germany and Spain. So they're no pushovers are this team from Slovakia. And if you fancy them to win the game, they're at best price of 9-2 using the Easy Odds comparison service. But my recommended bet here is England to win and both teams to score. Best price to 4-1. Similar, well, the exact same bet I used in the England versus Wales game, and that came in. England now have only kept one clean sheet in their last 7 games. So they're not looking all that much resolute defensively. Joe Hart, of course, also made an error for the goal from distance from Gareth Bale. Slovakia have scored in both of their matches this tournament. They've scored 3 goals so far, so they've got goals in their side. But I do think that England have the attacking prowess, not only in their starting 11, but also off the bench, as they proved against Wales, to win this game. So I think backing England to win and both teams to score at 4-1 is a really decent price value bet there. And if you fancy a little eagle eye kind of bet by perusing the latest best odds on easyodds.com, then you can find Chris Smalling anytime goal scorer, worst price 8-1, best price 16-1. That's literally doubling your odds for the exact same selection. And of course he does come up for free kicks and corners, which hopefully will be taken by Wayne Rooney now and not Harry Kane, as it was in the first 2 matches. So that's my tip there in the 8 o'clock game in Group B between England and Slovakia. Best price 4-1, hoping for a winner there. That will leave us nicely in profit yet again. And moving on to the 2 sides that are also hoping to squeeze into either 2nd or 3rd place, or even 1st place. It's Wales versus Russia over on ITV4. There'll be a few Welsh supporters cheering on their team here, and unfortunately for them, Russia have been made favourites by the bookies, which I'm a little bit surprised at. They're best price 15-8 to win the game, despite picking up just a single point thus far in the tournament. Considering how they played throughout the tournament as well, that's even more surprising because they've hardly impressed. Certainly in that first game against England, they were very poor. They were very lucky to get something out of that game. Late header, salvaging a point for them there. And up against Slovakia, they were terrible in the first half. Started to turn their score a little bit in the second half, but still couldn't get the point, so they lost that game 2-1. So they've only got 1 point on the board. They have to come out and attack this game because they need to win this game to have any chance of making 3rd place or 2nd place and guaranteeing a last 16 place in Euro 2016. So I really don't think 15-8 is good value on Russia. Wales are a slightly bigger price, 2-1. All the pressure here is on Russia. Wales can still go through with a potential point and take 4 points out of the group. That could be enough to get them through on third place, and the fact that they've beaten Slovakia. If Slovakia lose to England, then they'll finish second, so they could even guarantee qualification with a draw here. So I would be backing Wales draw no bet at best price of even money. I just can't see this Russian side coming up with the goods after their pretty pitiful performances thus far. They absolutely have to win the game, and to have any realistic chance they have to push forward, and that just doesn't suit their style of play at all. This Russian team, they're much more settled at being a pretty boring stability-like side rather than pushing forward. So they're going to have to play on the front foot here, and Wales proved that they can defend relatively well up against two attacking teams in Slovakia and England. They were unlucky to let in that last-minute goal, even though they didn't really push forward at all. They were defensively pretty stout, and it was only a last-minute toe punt from Daniel Sturridge that beat them. So I can see more of that happening in this game, and Marek Hamsik proved that it can just take one single brilliant performance to beat this Russian side, and with Gareth Bale in their team, they've got every chance of getting something from the game. Russia have now failed to win 6 of their last 7 games, and with all the pressure on them here, I just fancy Wales to take at least a point. So that's Wales draw no bet at a best price of evens, which means of course that you'll get your stake return for a draw, and hopefully with a 4-1 win in the other game we'll be nicely in profit. So those are my two tips: Wales draw no bet even money, and England to win and both teams to score at 4-1 for my day 11 tips, I think it is. And finally, in this Wales-Russia game, just a small little saver. If you do fancy Gareth Bale to score any time, to score a ridiculous 60-yard free kick or something, then he is a best price of 8-5, which is a really good price when you consider that lots of bookmakers have got odds-on money around about 4-5. So use our odds comparison service to find out which bookmaker is offering those far better odds, and open up an account with them. Make use of their opening new account offers, and also place that bet on at odds against 8-5. Thanks very much for watching. I've been Ross Casey. All the best with your tips for the Euro 2016 this evening in Group B, and make sure that you check out the Easy Odds 2016 app to get the best tips, odds and offers, as well as on desktop and Android. All the best.